Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So we're having a very rainy day outside today. And today also just happens to be the day that Farmer Bailey opened their fall plug ordering. So I thought I would hop inside for a video, share with you the plug orders that I placed for fall, also share with you a recent seed order that I placed for fall seed starting, and show you some perennials that I just unboxed for the cutting garden. So I think we'll go through the perennials first, and then we'll go through my seed order and my plug order, which I am really excited about. I know it's weird that it is the 1st of July and I'm already thinking about fall planting, but I feel like that's what you have to do. You have to really plan ahead, have your schedule, especially if you're doing fall planting to time in for next spring and you're placing plug orders, because some of those get sold out pretty fast. So I'm really excited that we had a rainy day to start planning ahead. But anyway, let's go over these perennials first. So these came from a company called New Garden Plants, and I am not affiliated with this company or anything, but I have placed numerous orders with them over the past few years, and I have always been very happy with the plants that I have received. So this order came in, maybe 5 days ago, and I have them all sitting in a tray. I don't have the area ready yet where these are going to be planted, but I hope to in a few days. These are all perennials that I will be able to cut off of for bouquets, and I think I have 4 or 5 different varieties here. So the first one is a new one for me. I have never grown this plant before. I have never used it in bouquets, but I keep seeing it places that people are using it, different flower farmers around Iowa. And then I was watching Farmer Bailey's podcast video this morning where he talked about plants for fall planting. And he was talking about it, and it's called Geum. And the plant that I ordered, and I'll put pictures up on the screen, is called Totally Tangerine. And the foliage almost reminds me of a geranium foliage. It's really pretty. But the flowers on this are a really pretty orange variety, and they're a little bit whimsical. And I think that will just be a really fun, different thing to be able to use in bouquets. And from what I have seen, these bloom very early in the season. Like I would have already been using these, and so that will really be nice to have, because this is sometimes the time of year when I'm struggling to find things to cut in the garden. So I ordered 3 of these. They get relatively large. This says 18 inches tall and wide. I think they get taller than that. I swear it said taller than that online. But either way, I just got 3 to start, and these will be grouped in with the rest of these plants, which you will see have kind of a similar color scheme. So the next plant that I got, I already have in the garden. I cut off it every year. Every single year, people ask me what this flower is, both when they receive it in a bouquet and when I post it online on my Instagram. I constantly have people messaging, where did you get that? Did you buy seeds from it? I have never bought seeds. This is the Cantaloupe Echinacea, and you can tell it's not the typical echinacea bloom. It's beautiful. I have some in the fridge to use this week for bouquets, and I can never have enough. I honestly think that I probably need more. Looks like in this order, I just have 3 plants to put in this particular little grouping. This particular grouping of plants is going to go over on the new property right next to the building that we are renovating, right in a corner that we are working on that I showed you guys in a recent video. But there is a whole nother very large area of space that we are going to be planting in this fall. So I probably will be adding some more of these to it, and that will mix in with the plugs that I ordered today. So we'll get to that as well. Okay, so I also on this order have another variety of echinacea. This is called Aloha. I have not grown this one before, but this is a really pale, pretty yellow color. So I'm really excited to see how this one blooms. This has a height of 28 inches. I would say that's about what my cantaloupe one ranges. So definitely tall enough to get blooms off of. And it looks like I ordered 4 of those. All right, now the next 2 plants for this grouping are both sedum. I have always wanted to have some sedum out in the cut garden to try to cut off of, because I have not only read that it is extremely long lasting, but it also lasts past frost in the season. And so when other things are dying off the end of the season, sedum, I think, could be a nice variety to add in. And you'll see the two that I ordered are very different looking. So the first one that I ordered is a pretty typical color of sedum. Oh, we're losing a leaf here. But the leaves are that very light green color. This variety is called Autumn Fire. And so when the blooms actually bloom out, they're almost a really pretty peachy color, which I thought would go in with this color scheme very well. The second one that I ordered has darker foliage, which you will see, and this one is called Thunderhead. And when this blooms, it gets some really deep fuchsia blooms, which I thought was really different, but just the foliage being darker alone, I think will really add some contrast in the garden, but will also give some contrast when I want to use them in bouquets. All right, so those are the plants that I ordered from New Garden Plants. I will put the link down below in the description, and I will make sure to share with you guys when I plant these, which hopefully will be towards the end of this week. I can't wait to get this grouping planted and start seeing them grow throughout the summer. Now, I don't think that I will probably be cutting off of any of these this season. I will just let these plants concentrate on getting roots and a nice size plant, and I will probably be cutting off of these next year. In fact, everything I'm sharing with you today in this video is pretty much all prep for next year. When you're expanding your growing spaces, sometimes that's just how it goes, but it's really good to get a head start the year before, because then the following year you already have all that work done. All right, so I'm going to hop on my email, and I'm first going to bring up the seed order that I placed the end of last week. I want to share that with you guys, and that is through a website called Johnny's. I'm sure all of you have heard from it. I order seeds from Johnny's every single year, and I just decided to pop on there the end of last week and order some seeds that I can start the end of summer so I can plant these in the fall, and then they will give me a head start for next year. Yes, these are all perennials in my area, so that's why I'm able to get a head start for next year. So let me find my email. Here we go. Order confirmation. Okay, so in this order I have looks like I have 7 different varieties. And again, I'll put pictures up on the screen. So the first one is a delphinium, and this is Guardian Lavender. I have not grown delphinium for quite a few years in the garden, but I really would like something with this pretty lavender color. I've tried larkspur. I don't know why I can't grow larkspur very good. So I'm going with delphinium, and I'm going to try one color for next year, see how it goes. If I really like it, I can always add some more into the garden. All right, the next 2 are varieties of yarrow. I can never have enough yarrow. And in fact, when we were doing the prep work around the building for the renovation earlier this year, I lost an entire patch of yarrow. So I need to add more back in the garden. So these are going to be started late summer or maybe midsummer. I'll do a video when I start these, but I want to get the little plugs growing on so that I can plant these out so they can start developing in the fall, and then they will spread, and I'll be able to cut off them next year. I did an experiment with yarrow last year, and I did that exact same process. I've been cutting off that patch like crazy. So the first one is the Flower Burst Red Shades. And then the second one, which is I think the one that I did this with last year, is the Summer Pastels. All right, the next 2 are varieties of Feverfew, something else that I just can't have enough of in the garden. The first variety is Magic Single, which is what I mostly grow. They look like little miniature daisies. They last long in the vase. They are, like all the rest of these, a perennial in my area, and everyone loves them in the bouquet. Kind of just makes the bouquet happy. The second one is actually something that I've never tried before, but I have seen other florists use, and this is Tetra White. And I've tried Snowball. It's okay. It has a shorter stem for me every year, so I usually use it in my mini bouquets. So I want to try this Tetra White to see if it will be more like the Magic Single, and I can use it in my larger bouquets. Okay, so the next one is a campanula, and if you've been following my videos, you know that I started Campanula in my hoop house way last fall and had an amazing crop of it this spring. I am doing that same thing again this year. Some of what you'll see of plugs that I ordered are Campanula, but I have almost every seed color of Campanula from Johnny's except for this one, which is the Champion 2 Rose. I realized I did not have this color, and I want to start most of my Campanula from seed, basically just to save money. And this is the color I didn't have, and so I needed to order it. And I really love this color. It's kind of a medium pink. I think it'll be really, really pretty. And then the last packet of seeds on my seed order is something I really tried to amp up in the garden this year, which is Rudbeckia. And I ordered the Sahara Rudbeckia, which is my favorite. It is not the tallest of the Rudbeckia varieties that grows for me, but it's a lot of double flowers. Some have kind of a mauve look or like a pale yellow look. I love them all, and so I'm going to start this whole packet of seeds and see how many plants I can get to plant out in the garden by fall. All right, so that was my Johnny's order. Now I'm going to go to my Farmer Bailey plug orders that I just placed today, which you're probably seeing this video the following day on July 2nd. July 1st was when Farmer Bailey opened up their plug shipments for fall that you could order on their website. So I actually placed 2 different orders. I placed one that is going to ship, I think, let me open it. Week 38, and I think the other one is 42. And I did that for a couple different reasons. This first order that I'm going to be sharing with you, week 38, these are being planted outside, not in the hoop house. And I wanted to be able to get these in the ground a little bit sooner because they can take the heat and will start growing on in the fall heat and be just fine for next year. My other order are all plants that root on in the cooler temperatures and shorter days. And so I wanted those to ship later, 4 weeks later, so that they don't sit in the plug trays, and those will be planted later on in the hoop house. I don't want to give them a head start in the hoop house to plant out in the hot temperatures, because they could start growing too much and not rooting in, and I don't want them to flower this year, for sure. I don't want them to get height this year. I just want to plant them when it's cool for the root development so that they flower next year, if that makes sense. I probably rambled through that. Anyway, so this is my week 38 shipment. And I have 4 trays. 2 of them are half trays because that's how some of their perennial varieties come. So the 2 half trays are a Skylar Veronica in white. I actually ordered this last year and I have some planted out in the garden, and a lot of my plugs didn't make it. I did not plant them in very good, and I didn't plant them in a very good spot. And the ones that I have out there right now, I really like. And so I decided I want a lot of that particular color. So I have 100 plants. I have 2 50-cell trays of that coming, and that will be planted out for fall. Then I went ahead and did order some plugs of yarrow just to see if those will develop bigger plants versus my seeds. And this is the Summer Pastels mix. So that tray will have 125 plugs. And then I ordered a tray of the Sahara Rudbeckia, which I know I ordered seeds for that, but I also ordered the plug tray, and that is also 125 plugs. All right, so then my other order, oops, clicked on the same one. So this is the week 42. So I have 3 varieties in this order as well. So the plugs of Campanula that I will be planting this year are the Champion 2 Deep Blue. This is a color that I also didn't have seeds for, and so I decided that was the perfect color to order plugs. I grew it this year. It's absolutely beautiful, really, really deep blue indigo color, and I loved it. So I have, these are all 210 trays. So a 210 tray of the Champion Campanula, Champion 2 Deep Blue. The second one is a Snapdragon, which is the Maryland variety, which from what I have read will grow better and bloom in cooler temperatures, which is exactly what I want. So I ordered the True Pink. And then the last thing I ordered for the hoop house is the Dianthus Sweet White, which also is a cool season flower. And I thought the white would be great because it will match anything. So those will be coming week 42, which is the first part of October. And from what Farmer Bailey recommends, once you get your plug tray, you plant it immediately. That is one of the things that I actually had an error on last year. I had ordered plugs of the deep blue campanula and the white campanula, and they both came in, and I planted the white immediately, and they looked amazing. And I got sidetracked, and I don't know, we might have even gone on vacation, and we came back, and the deep blue looked pretty sad. I planted it. It ended up being fine. Come springtime, the white was very much ahead of the deep blue, and the stem length was fine on the deep blue, but the white plants had much longer stems and they were much stronger plants. So plant your plug trays immediately when you get them. That is my advice because that is what I need to do this year. So anyway, little lesson learned there, but that's going to do it for this video. I know it was a little bit of rambling, but I thought this is a really good thing to share with you guys on a rainy day. Some perennials that I just ordered and seeds and plugs, because maybe some of you are trying to do the same thing right now and trying to decide what to order, so maybe this helped you. But anyway, hopefully I'm going to get these planted real soon. I'll share that with you, and I will keep sharing the developments on the building next door because a lot is changing. Actually, they're painting the exterior this week when the rain calms down. So stay tuned for that and a lot more. I'm going to stop rambling, and I will see you guys soon.